Hey, come on in. What's going on? We're Wicked. I'm Chad Michael.
Danny.
Gunner. Scotty V.
What's going on?
We're on tour with Raven, Vicious Rumors, and Lutharo. Super excited here in Chicago tonight at Reggies. We're gonna rock it, man.
We're gonna give you a little tour of the RV. Come on. What's going on? This is where I spend, partial of my time.
On a third of your time, right?
Yeah, a third of my time.
I've never been up in the cab.
He's never been in the passenger seat or in the driver's seat.
But neither is Scotty V, our guitarist. What is that like phrase that people talk about, like where you're plausibly like incapable, like.
Well, he makes it seem like he can't do something so you don't make him do it.
Yeah.
So
because he's like, I'm gonna just crash this thing. So
it's like mowing the lawn. He's like, oh man, I did it really bad. I cut it all the way down to the dirt, so I can't mow the lawn now, unfortunately. So, but these two guys spend most of their time in the back. Scotty,
we're thinkers. You know what I mean? Like. We're always just thinking about what's going on for the band. So
coming up with all
you gotta
the
have
ideas,
those people.
right? Yeah, you gotta have those people.
Yeah.
Sure. So I spend a third of my time here. The rest of the time up there. We'll get to that. So we got a driver, Robbo.
Whoa, I feel a little bit of water coming out of here. It's
chilly.
so cold.
Robbo, he's a tour manager. He's also the driver. He's also the roadie. He kind of keeps everything in line for us.
Security.
Security as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a jack
of all trades, really. Yeah. And then Gunner, our trusty drummer.
Yeah.
We kind of leave him to do.
Sometimes he's a trusty drummer, but he's usually a trusty driver.
A trusty driver, yeah. I mean, we really rely on him to drive. Although he can't really keep the thing straight, so.
Everybody else on the tour really relies on Gunner for everything, like setting up all the drums, all the gear.
Yeah, he's pretty much like managing the whole tour. So.
This is about all the power you're gonna get on one of these Walmart RVs.
And length too, so
we've been told we're not rock and roll enough because we don't have our own tour bus, but you just wait. One day, when we get our own tour bus, we're gonna put the dog on the door on that as well. But I'll get back to this.
Exact same decal.
The power strip, super great for the drivers, right? A little bit like, this is some old school technology, right?
Bluetooth, so you can kind of scan, find out what frequencies work for your phone.
We brought a bunch of CDs to put in here, but as you know, they just coasters for drinks.
DJ.
Yeah, so
Digital's dead, baby.
That's it. I mean, we just drive up here. No fun up here. I'm never up here. I'm the fun guy.
We keep the AC cranked, even in like the colder weather.
Yeah, it brings us back to our New York roots.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the Arctic feel, like, so we don't miss home too much.
Yep, it kind of brings back that feeling of being in New York in the middle of winter. Even now,
or even middle of summer.
And like in April, it snows all the time in New York. So you want to get that little bit of that winter feeling. So we keep it cranked. Yeah. So this is like what we call the Beluga Cove. Normally the bigger guys sleep up here, but unfortunately I've kind of taken over this whole area. I share it with Scotty and Gunner when we're not driving.
But you're a lead singer, you've got...
We got to get some sleep,
That's where you pivot. Like, the rules all change for the lead singer. You got that LSD, right? Lead singer disorder.
Sure.
And whatever he wants goes, so...
Well, not always, but, the thing is, there's a lot less movement here, so you kind of stay a little bit more steady. Unless Gunner's driving, there's a little bit of this going on. But you're up here, you're pretty safe. In the back, not so much. That suspension, you're probably like jumping like 5 inches off the bed. So I try to stay right up here. I even use some of their pillows and blankets and stuff, as long as it doesn't smell bad.
Oh, is that Gunner's like trusty pillow?
This
I use this all the time.
Pillow.
Look at,
I've had this since 2003. This Alice Cooper pillow.
I use
You
it
can't
all
even
the time.
see Alice on it.
The pillow's really great. It's very stiff. I kind of like a stiff pillow.
Nobody likes it. But me.
I see Gunner's got some of his bands up here. I use these like when I'm up here. Like I use it for my legs, keep them in shape and whatnot. And then Robbo's got like a bag worth of stuff. I'm not really sure what's in that. I kind of just stuff it in the corner.
Robbo's really big on bags. You're going to find out in a little bit when we hit the back of the RV. You're going to find out what happens with the bags. But there's bags everywhere. Robbo's got bags everywhere, so.
So like, this is kind of like where Scott, Gunner, and I, we live here. We sleep here. And then we pivot right back into the driver's seat, except for Scott. So then you got you got a seating area, another seating area here. These things kind of like fold down into beds. This is like a futon that folds out into a bed.
None of them are comfortable. Like the
not.
most uncomfortable. I mean, the back is worse, mind you.
This is
but
the next bad one right here. This one's terrible.
this is the word.
Beluga
The
Cove
next
is the
word?
most
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That one's not too bad. This one's.
But just imagine like the big crew guys getting up into Beluga Cove. It keeps them out of there. So an awful climb. But yeah, so we did have a sound engineer that was out with us as a crew member.
He actually fell out this window here.
He was supposed to drive. He was getting paid to drive before he even did the sound. He did no driving. We left him in the Midwest somewhere because he was taking up this whole bench seat.
Sleeping
And
here.
we wish him
Oh,
luck.
he's just sleeping here.
We wish him luck, and we hope he comes home safe. Love you, Mark.
Make it back safe. Love you, Mark. But yeah, so like, pretty much anybody who's not driving needs some sleep. These are like the two next best places to sleep.
It's an even better place to hang out, though. So
Yeah.
sleep is discouraged here.
We don't encourage sleeping.
We
too
like to
much.
make set lists here, have conversation, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you're on the road, it's good to just, it's a good spot to like even write music, and it's cool because like the four of us boys have lived together for 7 years in the same house, which is unusual unless you go back to the 1970s, right? Weird, it's like a band concept. And we actually wrote this song, Dizzy, right on the road. Scott's jamming on it a little bit, but we bring acoustic guitars on here. I'll kind of give Scott a little bit of direction with his lead guitar playing.
Yeah, sure.
Da 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 da.
Yeah, and then he takes that and runs with it. Yeah. No, we do, pretty much all the business is done right here, though. A lot of video editing, photo editing. We got our laptops, our cameras, everything on tour with us.
Cameras are big because we're trying to put together a show called the Rock and Roll Circus Show. It's the peek behind the veil of what happens with the four of us living together, taking vacations together, going on tour together, trying not to kill each other. So it's pretty fun.
It's successful so far. Everybody's alive except for Mark because we don't know.
Hopefully he makes
We
it
love
back.
Mark. Real good sound engineer, not a great driver though. Guess you got to do your job,
He's
right?
a really good sleeper though.
Says he can't. He says he doesn't have night vision, so that's a thing. So up here, we got some storage, quite a bit of it. It's kind of been taken over by this is all taken over by Robbo.
He's got pills from like India up there to keep us from like catching all kinds of diseases. Look at
He's got like
clean
these like
stuff.
odor stuff, like the foot things. Mark's feet didn't smell too great, so he bought him new shoes, women's shoes. He didn't know, but they were women's shoes.
He took the
and
shoes right off of his feet and he threw them out in a Walmart parking lot. And that was it. The guy didn't fight back because, like we said, he was sleeping 90% of the first part of the tour.
Pretty much horizontal the whole time.
Yeah.
So while he was sleeping there, Robbo was kind of taking care of the whole like
spraying him
the
with
smell.
some Dr. Scholl's.
Of course, you need some of the Armor All for the glass, and I'm not sure what this is.
Or
Oral rinse.
OCD.
He's got his bag up here. This, all his pills. We like to do a little bit of working out and stuff like that. So. Try to stay fit on the road.
Don't let them. That's mine. That's mine.
Gunner's also a professional arm wrestler, so he's got all these weird like
Things
weights
around.
and bands
I didn't
and
even know we had a
stuff. Like
kettlebell.
Yeah, it's better.
we just go to Planet Fitness.
Yeah,
but
we
we'll
wake up
show
at
you our
Planet
little
Fitness,
routine that we get ready for that. We just show up in a new city, do a workout at Planet Fitness, get a shower. Planet Fitness sponsor us. What's up?
And then we got some more storage up here. This is kind of where I keep all the camera footage, the batteries. We got GoPros up here, and then these things really come in handy. The Jackeries. Jackery sponsor us. So the thing is, with these RVs, you can't really get any power back here in the 110 outlets unless you're running the generator, which they charge you for. So we're poor, we're a band, we don't really make a lot of money, so we got Jackery to kind of save the day, so we can plug our phones in, plug the cameras in,
Get yelled at by
laptops.
Chad if you turn on too many outlets on the
Well, the
jack
thing
ring
is,
and drain
the
it.
thing is like, and I'll give you a little tutorial, not to make it too long, but you only have to press the one location that you want to.
I like
to
pressing
start
all of the
charging.
buttons.
They
I like the
press
lights
all
in
of
here.
these, and so what that
It's
does,
dark.
you start taking some watts away, right? So you're kind of killing the battery, and we're relying on each show to kind of like charge these things. So I got to keep these guys in line a little bit. So.
He's the organizer for sure.
Yeah, and that's why I got two, just to be, safe. These guys are
Reckless.
loose cannons,
Yeah.
so
Reckless
got to keep
for
them in
sure.
line, and you got to have some backup, ideas.
Reckless with our chargers.
So this is the kitchen area. As you can see, it's used pretty often. This thing keeps popping off.
Yeah, like when we hit a bump, like the handle it comes flying off and like makes a big loud noise, so we just kept it off.
So we decided to keep like cleaning utilities. I'm not sure who threw a water bottle in here, but this is my my tea bottle. Clearly it's got to be washed. It's a little sticky right now.
Oh, don't forget, this is huge right here.
Yes.
So
This saves the day for me.
a little water heater, right? Like a, it's just like kind of like a Bunsen burner.
Yeah, pretty much.
But this comes in handy for tea, as well as neti pots. If you watch any of our social media, you'll see I'm frequently found with a neti pot. Got to keep that nose clean on the road.
Daily,
man, I'm telling
hourly.
you.
What happened to the Keurig?
Keurig bit the dust. Robbo's idea, our crew guy, he wanted coffee on demand. First bump we hit,
We had it for like
that
a day.
puppy hit the ground.
There's
Best 30 bucks I've ever wasted.
there's remnants of it right now. So like if you want to put your coffee grind in something, this is what you would get. This is the only thing that survived, so we'll keep it in here.
Also, there's lore out there. Our crew guys kind of drove back a little bit of a long stretch when we had a break. And then this microwave kind of showed up like this. So there's question.
How?
Did the microwave do this to itself? Did somebody fall into it? Did the microwave just want to get out of this RV that is falling apart? No one knows. We'll find out later. Definitely cool. You got a little kitchenette, stove, and everything. I'll show you. We were gonna bring meat provisions and eat healthy. We brought nothing.
Well, so we quickly
We just
found
don't
out-
eat.
We quickly found out that the fridge and the freezer don't work.
Unless you want to use the propane.
So that's really fun. Well, I had the propane running. I mean, the freezer worked a little bit. It
Yeah.
got kind of as cold as like the fridge would, but so we're like, we'll probably just not use it now.
But we also, you got to keep in mind, so we're on tour with all these metal bands, and we love metal. We're hard rock too. But we renamed the tour against everybody else's will to the It's Summer Somewhere tour. So we got to say, nice and cut, keep the striations going. So instead,
Rations, baby.
we just keep it clean, right? We got waters. There's a couple
Water.
IPAs. Clearly, we didn't drink them. They were nice gifts from people.
Thank you.
Love our energy drinks.
This is-
maybe
yeah.
once a day.
This
right
is
now
my
is a good
drawer.
time.
Yeah, you got Monster in there, boy.
Hey Monster, sponsor. We pretty much live off of Monster, Rain,
Electrolytes, Pedialyte.
Yeah.
We got a little sparkling water here in case the crew wants to get fancy tonight. That
And
makes
wine.
them feel good.
Where do we
Some
get this
rosé.
from?
Don't know.
Someone gave us some wine.
Good in the
Clear-
morning.
clearly it's
Some
been-
cheese.
Yeah, clearly it's been
Cheese doesn't stay well in here without the propane going though.
pretty much.
Got
to be eating it right away.
Water essential. One time, I think we were in, where were we? San Francisco. It was somewhere on the West Coast,
Yeah.
and we didn't communicate very well. I think the thinkers were in the back thinking. And we bought like 6 extra packs of water, so we were really good on water. Always good on water here.
Yeah.
So.
And then up here, kind of keep all like the goodies. We got some mixed nuts. These things are pretty much like I live and die by. The Ritz, love Ritz. Haven't had that since I was a child. Pedialyte. Shout out Pedialyte. You got some breakfast bars. Yep, Throw Coat. This is pretty much every day. Using Throw Coat with a little bit of this honey ginger tea. It's always great. Kind of lubes up the throat a little bit. Gets the voice going.
Gunner loves the lube up.
Yes, he does. And then the morning routine. It's like having your thermogenic, your
After a little Planet Fitness workout.
super
and-
foods and greens.
Oh, and don't forget, dude, my treat.
Oh man.
Goldfish.
Yeah, this is
Can't get enough
Danny,
goldfish.
Danny pretty much lives off this
During
on tour.
the pandemic, pizza goldfish went away. It was terrible. It's a hard time for us.
Oh, I want to sponsor too. Show my RX bars. They're in the little paper bag there. The only thing I've eaten on full tour.
Oh yeah, I gave you one of these because
So we basically like every city we go to, we like to make it fun. That's what we're all about. So like we're in Chicago, we're having burgers and dogs, some deep dish pizza.
Chicken.
You know, New Orleans, we're having seafood. Scott just won't eat anything. He just eats RX bars and these weird tuna and chicken.
Snack on the run
packs.
chicken salad. I mean, it's not
Very low
perfect,
calorie.
so I'm not sure if it's like real chicken or.
It's real as it can be. It's in like a can, so
That's good.
it's canned food.
They come in a can, I heard.
That's like back in the Wild West. That's what they used to eat. Is canned food. You know.
There you go.
It's crazy.
They,
In the Wild West.
They were pretty ripped.
Okay.
All right, so pretty much what we got here is the shower here has turned into nothing but storage, garbage.
Vacuums.
We're not going to use the shower. We don't have time to stop at a KOA or a truck stop, so good place to hang, you know, maybe some towels, throw your garbage out, keep the stank in here. So we'll just leave that and not go in there again. For this room, I'm gonna bring you in, but then I'm gonna bring a special guest. Okay, so this is very critical to the whole flow of this band. This is the bathroom. There's 2 rules on this bus. Number 1, absolutely no number 2s, and number 2, unless it's an emergency, no number 1s. You'll see in here sometimes there's an emergency, but bottles are good. Don't use the toilet, right? You'll start to ask questions when you see toilet paper, though. You'll start to ask questions when you see the bag here. I'm going to close the door, and I'm going to bring in a special guest from our crew. Robbo. I'd like to introduce you to our tour manager, Robbo.
I'm
Robbo,
Robbo.
tell us about these bags.
Well, let's. I could do a tutorial on the bags.
Please don't.
Yeah,
Please don't.
The bags are an essential part. I mean, if you got an emergency, it's much easier to take a leak in a bag than it is in a bottle. These
A leak, mind you. So we know who's not using the water
Don't
bottles.
stop
Right.
there.
And in case you got to do a number 2 emergency, you got it's all lined with the bag there. It's all set to go. You got toilet paper, tie it up, you knot it, and when you go to gas station, you throw
Everybody
it
at
out.
our day jobs wants to know who is responsible for our very first stop on tour. We're in Nashville. We are parked at a Planet Fitness, doing our routine, just getting it going, right? Like, we know we're going to do this all tour. We leave the locker rooms and the restrooms and the facilities. We come in here, and my man Robbo here shows us how to use the bags firsthand. I thought Scott was going to lose his mind, especially since Robbo tied it up like a doggy poop bag and was going to put it in the garbage in there while we're parked next to a dumpster. Fun times.
I didn't see a dumpster.
So welcome back to kind of like where Danny's lair is, his thinking lair, he calls it. I kind of take it over a little bit. This is me like trying to figure out what shirts I want to wear today.
We see the thing is like you'll see they're all Wicked shirts, so it's our apparel. We end up actually buying our own apparel because Chad's just so jacked after Planet Fitness that he ends up like just getting jacked up for a show and tearing these things off like the Thunder Cannon he is. So we got a lot of extra apparel that we buy ourselves, put back into the band fund, and Chad gets ready for the next show.
Yeah, sorry about that.
This is my thinking layer. Not the best place to sleep while driving. You do kind of like get a little bit of air about 5 inches off of the bed here if the bed doesn't slide forward. But I think of it like a paint shaker. Like you're trying to like really like just put yourself to the test, right? Because then once you're done sleeping, the day won't be that hard.
Exactly.
So, but otherwise, we got a bunch of storage back here. Pretty much Chad and I fight for space, and right now we eliminated one person, as we mentioned earlier, but like with that one extra person, typically we're always on top of each other, and we're like
this is
this
constantly
close,
happening. I'm
trying to like
reach
get
over
into a
something.
bag,
Like-
and it's like, yo, why you always got to be on top of me?
Well, it's
so
always at the same time, so I kind of get annoyed. I try to take my my certain time to.
we might
come
be
back
too
here and-
like-minded that we're always doing the same thing, and then you got a lot of stuff back here, right? Like microfiber towels for Planet Fitness,
These
right?
things
These
are
things dry
lifesavers.
really quick. Just go to like a Runnings or some kind of like, Bass Pro hunting thing. Save the camouflage, get the microfiber. Otherwise, we're storing like all kinds of Chelsea boots back here. We'll get into
storage full of boots and whatnot.
I think eventually, if you get a little angle here, while I'm sleeping here, one day this is just gonna all come down and guillotine, you know? But till then, we'll keep rocking. I've got a whole bunch of stuff back here. I've got my hat collection. Big on like the newsboy hats, New York Dolls kind of thing. This is my Planet Fitness bag. This goes with me into the gym. Clothes bag. Gotta have the shoe bag. Stole this, I think, from one of the ladies on the road.
Nice. That's pretty. That's pretty. I like it.
Yeah. Gotta have your slippers, because here's the worst thing is, if you don't think about all of your shoe wear when you go on tour, you're gonna be severely missing out. You can't just go out with one pair of shoes. You gotta have your stage shoes. I got my, doing the media shoes. This is the load-in shoes. They're kind of like slippers, some tucks.
Those are nice, yeah.
They just slide right on. But the slippers here, you're gonna go through rain, you're gonna go through snow, all different weather elements. You don't want to be tracking that shit in here. We got vacuums, we got Swiffers, we're OCD. Just put your slippers on in the RV, man. That's it.
Keeps your socks clean.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I got my corner now. Like finally, as of like the past like 3 days, I've got my clothing bag. I've got my bag full of like computer stuff. Clearly a smaller cabinetry.
He's second.
I guess I'm not as important as him.
I am the band dad and the band leader, so like I always got to get like first dibs. So
of course.
But Chad's second.
It makes sense. So yeah, I'm kind of like resorted to keep my. I got Jeffrey West boot collection. I keep that below the fridge. I've got like 3 boots that I keep down there. Hopefully nobody spills anything, because everything's gonna go down there and destroy that. So. But yeah, this is kind of like, I don't really spend too much time back here, other than unless I need to like grab a pair of shorts or whatever. My cons in case I'm stepping out to grab some gas. Yeah, pretty much as much time as I spend back here. So
just a lot of thinking back here.
Absolutely.
Just thinking. So not much space for other people. So
yep. Thanks for coming on our Cruise America RV tour bus. We're Wicked. You can find us at wickedrockandrollofficial.com. All socials at Wicked Rock and Roll. Stream the new music. We have a new album out called Sunburn.
And we're gonna have another new album out, like probably towards the end of the year. So keep an eye out. We just hope to stay on the road and bring out more different sorts of transportation, so we could show you what we're up to. Because I think it's only gonna get weirder.
Hopefully we elevate a little bit more from here.
Can't get any worse than this thing.